This podcast is brought to you by Primary Arms. Primary Arms seeks to provide the best shopping experience for everything firearms. With over 13,000 products from over 400 top brands, Primary Arms carries a complete selection of rifles, handguns, firearms parts, shooting gear, apparel, and more. Every order comes with a commitment to superior service, backed by fast shipping and an expert support team. Primary Arms, serving freedom since 2008. Find out more at frn.deals/PA. Welcome to the AR-15 podcast. This show is for you if you just bought your first rifle or if you've been building them for years. There is something we can all do to take our black rifles to the next level. My name is Nick Dooley, and I am joined, as always, by my co-host, Garth Hofer.
In studio together. This doesn't happen a lot, so when it does, it's kind of special because we have to share one camera, and we're big guys, so we don't fit in the screen. So if we bounce in and out, that's because we're fat.
Yep, and we're also joined tonight by our special guest, Jake. How are we doing tonight?
Doing real good. We're trying to stay warm over here. Finally getting some snow on the mountains in Utah.
Yeah, well, I know that they love it there, and you guys can keep that snow. We're getting the rain over here, and I would much rather see our moisture come as the form of rain than snow.
Yeah, I'll take snow about December or the last day of harvest, whichever that is.
I'll take it like somewhere after SHOT Show.
That works even better. Okay.
Give me the sunshine. See, I'll take the sunshine over the rain or the snow. I'm already missing summer, and it's only been a few weeks gone.
What's summer?
It's road construction. That's what it is for us.
Ah, yes. Yes. Yes, it's that time when it's 110 degrees.
Yeah.
Yep. And then, well, we get wind all the time. So,
dude, we've had nasty wind the last 2 days. So
I think it was constant at 35 today and gusting to 50.
Yeah, that was super fun.
No, this is brutal.
Yep. So anyways, Jake is not from State Farm, but is in fact from Omega Tactical. So Jake, why don't you tell us a little bit about you and Omega Tactical?
Yeah, well, funny enough, I actually was Jake from State Farm for about a year. And when I lived so I grew up in southern Mississippi, a small town called East Abuchie that no one's probably ever heard of. Moved out here to Utah, got familiar with Davidson Defense. Started working at just our local store out here in Orem, right off State Street. Worked there for about 2 years, just part time. I've been real big into sales, so I did door to door for a while. I was that guy that no one likes, knocking on their door. But I love guns, love sales.
Steak knives.
Yeah, really. I avoided steak knives good enough, but yeah, still the guy. Try to find a way to kind of incorporate sales backgrounds at State Farm and door to door, and growing up, hunting, fishing, shooting, building, everything you could do. And we kind of started that with Omega. Omega's been around, for years before I was working here. It was kind of just, guys that worked at gun shows, guys that had small gun stores would buy online and we'd ship it out to them. So me coming on kind of revamped the whole wholesale program with us. Instead of ordering online or emailing the customer service, we're not calling, try to find new dealers. We're having more of like a relationship, where I give them my cell number. They call me, text me, so we've grown extremely rapidly in the past year. We've already exceeded last year's revenue this year, and we're looking to be up about 50%, which in an industry that's unfortunately on a down year, that's pretty great for us to be able to, hit that jump in revenue. And it's been fun. There's this, going to work and shooting probably every day, shooting, building, planning, all guns. It's almost hard to talk to normal people.
Yeah, there comes a point where we're kind of blessed with picking this up, that people will come through, they'll be like, oh man, like I got an AR a year ago and I haven't shot it yet. I'm like, I understand. I mean I don't, but I do.
Yeah. Yes and no. Like if I pick a new gun up, it's usually because I needed it, but then I'm all shooting the gun I bought last month, so I'm not that bad. But yeah, it's a weird situation where we're in these, you know, these spots. I never saw myself in this, so to actually get to shoot guns and have people ask me my opinion about these said guns is really weird because I never thought anyone would want to know my opinion, and a lot of people still don't because I keep posting on social media. I've been getting crapped on on social media lately. So
Yep, I was going to say, Garth, people might not have ever wanted to know your opinion, but that's never stopped you from sharing it.
oh, I share it. I shout it from the rooftops.
And it's
Yep.
kind of funny, like we're working in the gun industry, you know, either doing the podcast or, you know, working what I'm doing. You know, I never once thought before I got this job, like when I was, you know, senior in high school thinking, what am I going to do for work? Right. I was never like, oh, I'm going to sell a ton of gun parts from, you know, lowers, 80%, all that. You know, they probably would have sent me to counseling or something if I would have said that in high school. But here we
What are
are.
you going to do? Have you ever seen the movie War Dogs?
Oh, we have to. Yeah. Before SHOT Show every year, we watch War Dogs. We get it going. That's one of our favorite in the office.
Yep.
War Dogs or Lord of War?
The answer to that is yes.
Well, I heard they're coming out with the second Lord of War. Or something.
Well, so we did a prisoner exchange for a basketball player who hated the national anthem.
Yeah.
For the guy who the movie Lord of War was based on.
Yeah.
And now he's like telling his tale.
Yeah, so we'll get a sequel, and we got a really, really crappy basketball player because it's a dude in a ladies' league.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about that.
Yeah.
But
I always forget that that's a thing. But
I just remember the prisoner exchange. That's what I remember.
Yeah.
And so when you're talking about the things that you guys sell, you know, Omega Tactical Distribution, you guys do sell like the full works. You know, you start. Yep. So, like, if I just go through here, I'll share the screen
from D10s all the way up.
Yeah, like I have had this problem before where, you know, I will find a detent and then have to start building. But like even here, you have elite sets to budgets. So if we start at budget, because not everyone has, you know, $2,000 sitting around to buy a Daniel Defense rifle.
Right.
But at starting at, you know, for completed uppers, starting around $200, you guys are ultra competitive in that market.
Yeah, extremely. That's kind of what, you know, 5-6 years ago when we really got into it, that's about all we had, was just, you know, your upper build, everything minus lower. And it's really competitive because you look at everybody out there, they all sell uppers. It's just, if you want to be in the, you know, budget upper game, you got to be a budget upper. So yeah, there's a lot of them. We have new ones every day that go live just to stay in it.
Yep, it's so when you go through that, which one? Because I know that you have to sample the merchandise, right?
Yeah,
like a little bit. You've gone through and been like, all right, these are the ones that I'm gonna pick. And what's your favorite setup?
Oh man, we actually just released it. So we have our Davidson Defense Journeyman. It's a production rifle. We've had Honest Outlaws done a review of it. We've had a bunch of different reviews. We just barely, maybe a month ago, released our production rifles, but like broken down. So now we have the Journeyman, but just the upper. And in my opinion, you know, for what we were able to mark that down to, that's it's not a Geisley or Daniel Defense upper, but you know, I think it's like $215, $214.99.
Yeah, just looking around on your guys' website, the great thing I can see is sale. So you guys are running a very competitive market right now. And for all our listeners out there who aren't sure if they should, you know, build their next rifle, you might want to head over to their website because they've got some screaming deals right now.
Yeah, and the thing is too is, you know, what a lot of people don't get is like there's all these groups and stuff where, you know, if you have a gun that's not like and these great companies, right? There's a lot of really good stuff out there. You got Geisley, Daniel Defense, Sons of Liberty Gunworks, Radian. It's not bad to have a really nice gun and to have some just fun little toys. I think guns. You need to be safe, you need to be responsible, but there's nothing like mag dumping a 4-inch 5.56. I'm not going to spend $2,000 on a 4-inch 5.56. So that's what it's for. Some people, they only have $400-$500 to get into it.
Yeah.
And that's kind of why we're here. You can have fun, build something cheap, or you can really get into the market. We kind of play both sides.
Yeah, I've just been clicking through, looking at some stuff as we go through, or as you were talking, and there's always just something, mag dumping into trash isn't just for commies with AKs, and we can do it too. But the other part of that is, from what I've seen, you actually have some fairly quality parts going into these.
Yeah, and we can't. I can't shy away from Omega. I think with Davidson Defense, Delta Team. We haven't always had the best reputation as far as parts go. That has been a struggle that depending on who you talk to at our company, will be shied away from. But I'm not that guy. We have had a history of bringing in some parts we shouldn't have brought in, and that's kind of the struggle and kind of keeping the budget name with the parts. But we've been significantly better, especially the past 2 years. We have the buying power of so many companies and us doing distribution that we can go to some of these companies we're buying from, make the parts for these nicer, higher end, mid-tier, right, companies, that just because we're selling it, people trash on it, which we're trying to get away from that reputation and getting into, we have some budget stuff. We also have, we have really nice stuff on our side as well.
Yep. What's that? There's even a meme page going around of there's only 5 forges, bro. And
yeah,
when you get a forging, it's the number of people that get them all from the same place is for forged lowers is rather astonishing.
Lowers, and then bolt. You look at the bolts too. There's only a few companies that OEM bolts for these guys, and it's not hard to find a good bolt.
Yeah, well, it's even doing the extrusions for handguards and stuff like that, because when you're making those M-lock handguards, that's an extruded aluminum tube is what it starts as, and there's
right.
We might be able to find something and hack something together, but realistically, getting a properly sized, a lot of these parts are coming out of the same houses. It's just you're not doing the upsale.
Right. No, for sure. And we look at, especially in the handgun market. So AR-15s, it is what it is. A lot of people get things from the same places, but we're bringing in slides, for Glock Gen 3. That's 17.4. Really nice Cerakote jobs. And you go look at a $500 slide, it's the exact same specs. It's all in all, you compare the two and you swap the tag to somebody who's brand new, they won't notice the difference. It's just the name. So yeah, we have some stuff still that maybe we should swap for some better stuff, but we're a lot better at getting into quality parts.
Oh yeah, it's I'm looking at your handgun slides right now, and the compensated and included compensated and stuff like that really starts to make product shine when you add those. And like you even have parts for my 6 hours on there, which is awesome because I am a man of class and taste. I don't shoot Austrian high points.
Yeah, it's no longer just a gun. It's all of a sudden I can build a race gun for a quality price, and you take it to a competition, and all of a sudden people are talking about a product, and they actually get to see it and fire it and realize that just because you buy name brand doesn't mean it's the greatest thing out there. That's why I really appreciate companies like this that really strive to put their name out there, man, because you guys have got some really quality stuff that Nick and I've been looking around on the website for the last just 20 minutes, and man, how cool is it? Like now we're gonna move on to now he's jumping all around, so it's hard to get a lock on stuff, man. These Glock Gen 3s that you were talking about, I am a Glock guy. It's no secret that I am on this podcast, and man, do I am going to spend some money after I get off the podcast tonight.
Dude, it is. I got my Glock sitting right here. Here we are, and I love it. And it's not a staccato, but I've shot about 2,500 rounds through it, and all 2,500 have gone through just fine.
Yeah,
So we'll stick to it. I have SIGs as well, but something about that Glock, man. I don't know what it is.
See, I don't like them because they weren't made for people with paws like I have. And
Yeah,
every time I shoot one, unless I put the beaver tail kits on, they all make me bleed. So I'm not a huge fan of them.
yeah. No, I get that too. A lot of the grips are different too, so different models. I can't. Once you're smaller than like a 17 or 45, like it just doesn't really fit me.
no, I agree.
Get the bigger models.
Well, so this is one that now that we've become Glock Talk, something people might not realize is if you actually break down the measurements between the back strap and the trigger, if you wanted to know what actually has the smaller grip circumference and shortest distance to trigger from back strap to the face of the trigger, it is not the Glock 19. It is actually the Glock 17 or Glock 34 because they use the same one. Just because as that goes down, the swell for the hand is actually lower because they have more to cut it or before they cut it down.
I did not know that. There we go.
No one knows that. Only he knows that. Nick is Google for gun information. He does this all the time. You'll get used to it.
Yeah, every now and then I just vomit a random piece of information out. I can't help myself.
We need you to make our listings for us. Yeah, we'll send you some links. We'll have you type some stuff out.
Yeah, well, it's even down to accessories that you guys have, like selling Magpul PMags, and I still love the 2 series,
and
as well.
Yep. So that is awesome to see. You're running your own company, but you're also selling parts from others.
Absolutely, because we realize too that not everybody's going to want a $500 gun, especially how we were introduced to each other. That particular group, you get kicked out for posting that $500 gun in there. But so we have BCM grips, pistol grips, or foregrips. We have Geisley triggers, Geisley handguards, all sorts of nicer optics. You could build a really nice, probably get up to about $2,000 gun off our website. We're here for everybody, but the way the market has shown us is we offer everything, but we're focused on the budget builds because that's really, at the end of the day, what drives the industry.
Well, I mean,
have a lot of these companies, yeah.
If you look at it, a lot more Americans are buying guns just because of the present nature of our political atmosphere. And so not everyone's going to run out and buy a $2,000, $1,500 gun. And they might not know what they want to buy, but they come to your guys' website and they can pick something up, like you said, for $500. And it might be their first introduction to a firearm. And it's still quality parts. It's still quality, manufacturing. And it might be the lead in. And if that's something that people can get from you guys, that's fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and looking at this where you talk about the different brands you have. So obviously you had the aforementioned Davidson Defense receiver sets that are available. And then you also have Aero Precision listed right beside them. And, going through from that, you have, on barrels, you've got Faxon barrels. You've got ELD barrels and Mercury Precision. So you have a variety and high quality and something for every budget.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure too. I think we sell Roscoe Bloodline barrels as well. I think we're sold out at the moment of the Roscoe barrels, but we carry a wide range for everybody. My favorite, well, it's hard for me to say my favorite AR because it's kind of like your kids. You can't pick a favorite one.
You can.
Yeah.
I mean, you can.
I mean, you can.
I have a hard time because I just love them all so much. But
I'm not your gun. I'm talking about your kid.
oh yeah, I can. I have one.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
No, I was talking about my guns. Still.
I know, but you said you compared to the kids, and that's where my mind went.
It's I have a Roscoe in my 16-inch gun, and I have ran that rifle out to 500 yards, with a 16-inch barrel. That's my 3-gun rifle. That's my do everything. The only thing I don't do with that is my night vision stuff because my PEC is mounted to my 11.5-inch gun.
Yeah. And
that has a Faxon barrel.
Can't go wrong. Those are both great company. What do I have? I have a Ballistic Advantage, I believe, which we also sell.
Yep.
On my 13.9, and love it. We were shooting yesterday morning, still windy and rainy, but that's if you're going to train, you got to train in all conditions. So we were out shooting in the rain and wind, and we were hitting steel at 450 with a 13.9, Ballistic Advantage barrel. So we sell stuff to where you can, in any condition you can get out, and it's going to function and be reliable for you. And it didn't break the bank on that upper. I was able to keep it, fairly budget.
So, Jake, we just got a question from Matt. Was wondering if you guys sell Swamp Fox.
We do. We're super close with the Swamp Fox guys. We've done giveaways with them. We're pretty competitive. We sell uppers and pistol slides with Swamp Fox dots already assembled on it.
Nice.
Test fired, ready to go. So pretty much anything they'll offer, we'll try our best to get it in as soon as it's released.
That is awesome. We too. They are not a sponsor of the show, no matter what people might think.
We talk about them a lot. We do enjoy their product, but yes, they are not sponsors.
Yep, that's what's currently on my long range gun, and I had people going, "Hey, I took a long range class a couple weeks ago and had people looking at it going, "Oh, who makes this?" And like, yeah, you might want to look into them.
Yeah, I think I have a 1-4 Tomahawk. It's great. It was like, I think out the door with mount, I was like less than $300, and that'll stretch out. I mean, we were hitting it, 700 yards with a 16-inch barrel. We go out shooting with some competitive shooters, and it does the trick. I mean, we're reaching out, we're accurate.
Yep. So yes, Matt, they do sell Swamp Fox.
Yeah, I think that 1-4 is the only one I don't have. I think currently I have 7 different Swamp Fox optics on different variety of firearms off the top of my head. Yeah, so yeah, great company. Love those guys over there, and they're doing some awesome work. So it's very cool you being very competitive with their prices and stuff.
Yep, and there's only one company on there I see that I think you guys really should, and that's VZ Grips. VZ grips are great because they made out of solid G10 and don't get slippery when they're covered in mud, blood, or sweat. The 17-degree grip angle and wide variety of textures from mild to extreme. Color options and shorty versions are also available. 1911 grips with extreme customizability, standard and slim palm swells, thumb notches, safety cuts, bottom profiles, and more. More than 25 textures and 27 colors are available. You can even get grips for my beloved Berettas, CZ grips if you're a hipster, and even a revolver if you just want to kick it old school. And this coupon code is good for 15% off all handgun and rifle grips, and that code is AR-15 podcast.
Sorry to bust that on you. He loves not giving any warning to any guest we've ever had on. He just loves giving the ad read in the middle of a random interview.
Hey, I caught it quick.
Throwing everyone off.
That's a test to see if you've ever actually listened or watched the show, because I routinely do that, and every now and then I've only had one guy who was just like, yeah, and then kept talking.
No, I luckily caught on, but wasn't expect you did catch me. But I was usually, the good thing about me is it takes me about 5 seconds to process anything random. So caught it. So we didn't say anything down.
Yeah, well, that is handy. We have another comment here from a YouTube viewer that I'm not going to pronounce that name.
Shalala. Something like that.
No, that was Chicago from Ace Ventura too.
Chicago. Go on. You're out of here. Go.
But thoughts on building a bufferless PC or PCC like a MAT 9 or an MPX style AR pistol?
So we are actually real tight with the Matador guys. I noticed y'all had them on your show.
Yep.
We have the Montgo 9 and the MAT 9 currently in stock. We combo those as well. So you're going to see them with different optics, muzzle devices, iron sights. We even sell the production, I guess, build with the, I think Arrow EPC 9 and then the Matador. We sold it as a complete gun. They're sweet. They're cool. Bring that MAT 9 out to the range a lot, and those things can run. They're fun to shoot. So I'm all in favor of 9mm, especially how cheap it is to shoot compared to 223, 5.56. So yeah, I'm all for it. Short PCCs.
Very much so. I am still rocking the old Montgo 9. I do not have a MAT 9 upper yet, and I think it would best to say that I abused mine.
He beat the crap out of it. What'd you run? 5,000 rounds before you finally ran it through your sonic cleaner?
Yeah, 5,000 rounds suppressed. And it was down to the point of, because I don't think I ever shot that without a can on it.
No, you never did. And to add to it, he had a Franklin Arms binary trigger on it. So the thing...
Yep, most of it was running binary, almost full auto and suppressed. And it got to the point where you could literally, like, the human eye could watch the bolt going back and forth. Like, wow, that's slow.
Yeah. We had to dump a little oil in it once in a while just to make sure it ran.
Yeah.
But solid gun.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yep. So as we keep going through here, like, so you guys are selling parts and, accessories from major companies that, like, we know and love. Is there, so as we go through here, like, your frames and stuff for handguns, so you're selling, the SIG frames, the Poly 80 completed frames, and then a couple other, SCT frames, which are another Glock clone or Glock compatible lower. What's the term we're using for that now?
Whatever avoids a lawsuit.
Yeah. Legalish.
Yeah, Glock compatible. We do usually Glock Gen 1 through 3 compatible. We stick with that mainly.
Okay. Now, for this question, is there any specific style mag for PCC? This guy's saying CZ mags because PSA has them for $15 for a 35 rounders. So that is what led me to think the PCC. So you really have, I was going to start with saying you really only had 3 options, but that is incorrect, because if you go through and look at the the website here where you have gun parts, you guys actually have the caliber conversion kits so you can actually run the whatever mag you want, like from it's not Stern Defense anymore, or not just Stern Defense.
Is it Sylvan Arms?
Sylvan Arms has theirs,
Yep.
where you can run different types of pistol mags. But if you wanted to run a carbine mag, you really kind of have 4 options now. You obviously have the Glock, which everyone does because they are readily available and everywhere. You have the MP5, which you can get a lower for that from New Frontier Armory. And then you can maybe, if you know a guy, find a CZ lower. And the handy thing about that is all of those run with the MAT 9. And the other thing that you might want to consider is just running a standard AR lower. And now my brain's going to really have a brain fart. The Meg guts that turn a standard 30 round mag PMag into a 9mm mag. Is it Endo mag kit?
Does that go in the actual magazine?
Yes.
Really? I'm not familiar. That's sweet.
Yep. As I furiously Google here.
Yeah, let me know. I'm gonna pick it out.
There it is.
Oh yeah. So I will share the screen here so you can see this. But the kind of neat thing about these is it is like as you can see, it just turns your standard PMag into a 30 round 9mm magazine. And I do know that the Mat 9 will work with those.
It's a really cool concept and product, but we just had this question last week or Monday because we were on with the different. It doesn't matter. It just makes life a little harder. I would just rather have a designated PCC versus a 223, and then swapping things like that because I'll grab a wrong mag when I go to the range, and I know things will work then. And
well, the other part of that is it might even be that somebody has an extra lower laying around.
You mean like you?
I have. We're not going to talk about lowers.
I can look at your table and find 5 right now.
I may have had a problem at one time, but no, having a lower like that where it's you go, I'd rather run one mag pouch and have it on your battle belt.
I understand that. Yeah.
You could, even though you're still running 9, you have the same manual of arms for your full size PMag.
Then it becomes about
what we do offer. We move a lot of the Silver Arms adapters, so it goes up inside the AR-15 receiver, and you can put a Glock mag up into it. We move tons of those because sometimes you just want to have a lower, but you have an extra upper, so you just smack that adapter in, and you can run both mags. So those are pretty sweet as well.
Now I'm going to ask you a question because a lot of our listeners, we get a lot of flack about this. Do you prefer a Glock mag in a PCC, or do you prefer like a SIG or a Scorpion mag?
I prefer Glock mag. I'm extremely biased towards Glock.
Okay,
yep, I do. The 33 round Glock mags. Plus, I get employee discounts. So
no, that makes sense. Yeah, and for me, I used to be a Glock guy myself. Like as far as PCC goes, but just for the appeal of looking at it, I prefer the curved like SIG or CZ mag just because that straight 33 round mag just kind of looks hideous depending on what gun you have.
That's true. That is true. We try to sell the uppers or PCCs that look good with the Colt. Not Colt. We sell Colt as well with the Glock mags. So try to keep it as aesthetically
I have them all,
as possible.
I lied. I don't have the CZ yet. I've dabbled in it. I've played with it. I've held it. He's got one. I don't yet. So
yeah, I have one. Yeah, and here's the Sylvan Arms mag adapter that comes with a bolt in case you're trying to build one. And I mean, all these things are around, and this is the first time I've ever seen a bulk pack of the CMMG mags that is now going to cause me to spend money here in a little bit.
You're going to have to because your daughter's going I want that.
I know she's only got like 5 mags right now for her setup. So
yeah, but every setup needs at least 10, right?
Well, she's got 10 regular mags.
Well, yeah, but she needs 10 of the other ones too, right?
Oh, and actually, since you were talking about your employee discount, on your Omega deals right now, you have the Endo Bag PMag combo for $34 to do that 9mm conversion mag.
Really?
Yeah.
The more you know. Dude, we carry who knows how many products. So that's new to me.
Yep, and that is I understand what that is just because it'd be impossible to memorize all of your SKUs, I think.
Oh, we kind of have a good idea of like our top SKUs, but our purchasing department is on it. We have a great group of guys that if something's selling and they're finding it, come up on the websites, then they're trying to order it in and get it. So yeah, it's impossible to keep track of receiving and getting stuff in.
Oh yeah, and it's like even if you look at like you were talking about that Davidson Defense Journeyman rifle that you say is we're talking about that is kind of a baller thing on it. As I look at it, I recognize some of the parts that are on this just because I've been around for a minute. And you have what is probably one of the most comfortable stocks to shoot on I don't have a beard, so I can't speak to it pulling beard hairs or not.
Everything pulls beard hair. It sucks.
Everything does.
But the stocks on those, I do know that those have a nice big cushy stock on them to soak up all the recoil from
that the AR doesn't have. Yeah.
Exactly. But no, it is still comfortable to have, and it is a nice to have at times.
Yeah.
So
for sure.
So you say you are a total Glock guy and have your Glock bias. Did you upgrade your Glock with parts from your own website?
I did, but I also used some other stuff. So I got AgWorks on here. I got I think everything else is from us, actually. Strike Industries, Magwell, Ameriglow, 5X sights. The TLR1 is not from us, unfortunately. Not yet. I'm trying my best to get that in. But everything else, we got Ameriglow Delta Point Pro. We have everything else but CAGWorks, and the light is from Omega's website. So Block 45, Gen 5.
That is awesome. And as you go through here, what is it that people, because obviously like there's an elephant in the room that people are going to start comparing you guys to, and that is like your direct competitor is one Palmetto State.
Oh yeah.
Like that would be, I know that they're kind of the 800-pound gorilla in the room just because they did the marketing early, and they kind of became a name a long time ago. And would you say that is your main competitor right now?
For sure. It depends on how you look at it. If you're looking at it from like the AR-15 upper, everything minus lower kit, they are our main competitor. The edge that we have is we sell 80%. A lot of them, they do not sell 80%. So we're all for ghost guns. We believe in ghosts. I have a ghost on the back of this hoodie holding the gun. We are 100%, drill it, mill it, it's yours. It's, our Second Amendment right to be able to build and keep and bear arms. And we're going to sell 80% until
forever.
Yeah.
Because they're a piece of aluminum.
Yeah. Or plastic. Yeah.
Yes. And, so that is awesome and wonderful to hear as well, because it's a company that supports all of the rights.
Yeah. We get it too. It is it's tough to sell them. We get you get attention that you may not want selling it, but it comes down to it. The way it sits now, it's 100% legal to own, legal to sell, and legal to make. So we're still doing, and we distribute. I would go on. I don't know the exact numbers, but as far as a distribution standpoint, we probably have, we have the partnership with Polymer 80, Geisler Defense. As far as, the 80% pistol standpoint, we've probably distributed more 80% pistol frames in the past year than any other company in the country, which is huge. Getting people guns to build themselves, because building guns are fun and normal people build them. So,
yes, they do. I have built guns myself, and it is like the most American thing you can do.
Well, speaking of American, that's the other question I had. Now, it's not going to be 100%, but most of all your products are American made.
With it a lot more American made than in the past. Every time we run out of stock on something or find a new supplier, our go-to is always U.S. made. We just brought in our own in-house frame parts, USA made in America. Barrels. Most of our barrels are made in the USA, so we're really pushing to be 100% USA made. But yeah, we still carry stuff from Taiwan. Currently, nothing from China. Taiwan, we have some stuff still, but strive for USA.
Yep. And Matt asked if the CMMG ones were reliable, and the answer to that is yes, they are. The first time I ever saw them used, I was actually running them out of Buddy's machine gun because he had a machine gun lower that he put a 9mm upper on, and that was the mags it was running on, and we're like 10 people just was mag dumping into the berm running those conversion mags, and they worked awesome. So I was just answering the viewer question there, and that is awesome to see, and it makes me like that makes my heart happy that we're not sourcing parts from China, that we can help out Taiwan. Taiwan produces most of the microchips in the world.
Yeah.
But as those things go through, having that local-ish but American made is very important to me.
No, I bought something off Amazon and it got delivered yesterday, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm excited!" It was for my Jeep because I'm a Jeep girl now, and yeah, things happen like that. It's weird. And I looked right on. I was like, "Oh, made in China." I was like, "Oh man, I don't know if I want to put this in my Jeep anymore." So I did because it looks cool, but definitely broke my heart that it's not American made.
For sure, China's got a lot. I have a lot of made in China stuff right now in my house, but yeah, in our company, we try to push it out as much as we can. We try to get stuff made in Utah, made local. It saves us money when we can, because we can just I can put it in the back of my truck and bring it in. So that's the goal, is to get it as local and as close as we can get it.
Well, and Utah actually has a huge firearms industry.
Mm-hmm.
Massive. I had no idea until I started working here. But we have some great companies out in Utah that we do all sorts of events with. So much larger than I thought.
Yeah, it's kind of like our home state of South Dakota here. People don't realize the number of companies that are based out of South Dakota.
Well, the number of companies that have moved here in the last 5 years is astounding.
Yeah, because like Coltac, Spiritus, Barstow Barrels, Long Rifles Inc., Powder River Precision have all moved here, and that's just starting with a couple Boyd's gun stocks.
Yeah, Boyd. Yeah. Yeah. Black Hills Ammunition.
Silencer Central. But we're going to stop doing the name game with Garth and I and keep going. So, Jake, is there anything else you want everyone to know about Omega Tactical?
Absolutely. Yeah. We talked a little bit before the show started about kind of the difference. A lot of guys wonder, why would I buy from Omega? We're not going to buy from Delta Team, which is a good question, because Delta Team is going to have a cooler front page than us because they're much larger than we are. It comes down to, we handle our own customer service. So, if we have an issue where, a customer got a wrong part, or it's not, not working like it should, instead of having to wait in a queue, which, a Delta Team has gotten much better at handling. But when it comes down to it, when it's Black Friday and we've sold, we're shipping out 1,000+ orders a day, you're going to have to wait a little bit to get on the line. Go order through Omega, you can skip that line. You can talk to me, Ethan, Skylar, Andrew. We all handle our customer service as much as we can. The biggest benefit, I would say, is, since, like I said, 85 to 90% of our revenue at Omega is wholesale or distribution, we go downstairs and we pick our own orders a lot. So, I'm going to get a pallet for 1,080% pistol frames or blanks. I'm going to go load that pallet and ship it at the end of the workday every day. We're going to get on and we're going to ship. We have some warehouse guys that help us. But when you're a retail customer, you're looking at Omega, you're like, okay, there's this $184 upper I'm going to go get. I can get it from Delta, and a great company. I love Delta. But if you order it from Omega, there's a very high chance that I'm going to go down and I'm going to pick that upper and I'm going to ship it the same day or the next day, because it's going to get printed with our orders. it's just much quicker because we're a lot smaller, we're a lot more personable, more of like a small company kind of feel. We handle a lot of stuff. All our social media is done by me or Ethan. All of our newsletters, which I'm sure a lot of people get, is done by me or Ethan. So yeah, you just it feels a lot more personal. You get answers faster. You get your stuff shipped out quicker.
Big company promotions with small company products, or not products, but service.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And that is awesome. So that is great. And as I go through here and look at other things, you have outdoor and survival gear, shooting gear, everything like that. And as we keep going here, we've got one more ad read to do, so I won't just completely blindside you with that, because when things go sideways, will you be prepared? Some people are concerned they might have to go for a long time without electricity or even food. And that's why I want to introduce you to 4patriots.com. Get preparedness products you can use now that could save your life later. My favorite is 4Patriots' new solar generator, the Patriot Power Generator 2000X. It uses the endless free power of the sun to power lights, your TV, medical equipment, even run your fridge. Plus, it's expandable and comes with a free solar panel. Or pick up one of 4Patriots' best-selling survival food kits, delicious tasting, designed to last for 25 years. They even have kits with real meat. And if the power's out, no worries. Just boil water over a fire, simmer, and serve, and you'll enjoy a hot meal and stay safe in a crisis. Most people out there more smart people out there are finding 4Patriots. Over 2 million customers trust them. You might have even seen them on TV. I had the folks at 4Patriots set up a special page for you at the number 4patriots.com/FRN. so that our listeners can see this week's discounts and deals before they go away. Go to 4patriots.com/SFRN. But hurry up, these deals won't last long. And that website again is 4patriots.com/FRN. But where else? So you spoke about your social media. Where is it that people can find all of your social medias?
So Instagram, right now we just barely started. So it's small, but it's pretty fun. When it comes down to it, we're 30 and younger, basically still kids. When you're messing with guns, it's kind of hard to grow up. So we're just kind of crap posting. I think our most recent story was 4.5-inch 5.56 with a cookie cutter on the end, and that flash.
Nice.
Oh man, that's
we got
just
a video
like
going.
Like that's a fireball the size of Captain America's shield.
Oh, and it's like I think Skyler was the one shooting it, and it went like you could see the flames like over his hand, over the mag, like all out to the side. And it's just we're trying to be more, instead of like, hey, here's a new sale we're doing. We're trying to keep social media more like fun, entertaining. If you guys are going to buy from us, we want you to know who we are, like things that we support. So we're going to have a lot of opinions on there, a lot of videos with us doing things that we like. So Instagram, YouTube, barely. We're going to try to get YouTube going a little more. Talked about TikTok, but they just hate guns. So for right now, yeah, just Instagram, YouTube, but trying to grow.
Right on. What's the handle they can find you at Instagram?
Omega Tactical, I believe, is our Instagram account, or Omega Tactical Distribution. Let's go confirm that. Yeah, Omega Tactical Distribution. We have 41 posts, almost 250 followers. So yeah, we're getting
chugging right along.
YouTube. It's basically impossible to find us on YouTube right now because we don't think we have any subscribers yet. We just have one short. So still small, but eventually it'll be under the same Omega Tactical Distribution.
All right. Well, I think we've about covered it for tonight.
We have.
Garth, where can they find us?
They can find us at AR-15 Podcast 2.0 at gmail.com. Also, you can find us on the Firearms Radio Network. We are there with a lot of great content, not only our own, but a couple other podcasts, like the Off-Road Podcast, whose podcast we were just on Monday night. We had a fantastic time with Aaron Ben. That was a great show. Go check that out. Also, you can find us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, AR-15 Podcast 2.0. And I think that's about it.
Yep, we're on the Twitter, the Rumble, you can.
No, it's X. It's not Twitter anymore. Get with the times.
All right, yeah, I get it. I don't understand you Zoomers.
You old phobie.
But yep, so you can find us there, and there's one more sponsor we've got to talk about, and that is Patriot Patch, patriotpatch.co. They make the best morale patches around. If you ever wanted to look into them, that is the place to go to. And stickers, metal signs, everything like that. Jake started this network. Yeah, they're cleaning mats that also make the world's greatest mouse pad.
That's what I use it for.
Yeah, I have a bench over there that's
they're so dang nice. I don't want to dirty them up. So I mean, I really like the AR-15 one that tells all the parts on it. I have one that has the 4 rules of gun safety on it, which I have failed to follow multiple times.
Yeah, we're not supposed to admit those things.
Well, it's how you become a better shooter, man.
The number one rule of gun safety is to have fun. All right. That's how we do it.
Exactly. All right. Well, Jake, you got any parting words?
Thank you guys for having me on. It's been fun. Always nervous to do podcasts and stuff live, but I really enjoyed it. You guys are great. And I ultra support what you guys do. You know, any in my opinion, you know, we have competitors. Any company that's out there, you know, supporting the Second Amendment is a company that I'll support. So I appreciate you guys.
Right on. Well, we appreciate you coming on, and everyone go make sure you check out their website and buy stuff.
Lots of stuff.
Lots of stuff. I'm going to go buy stuff later because I saw those Glock frames. I was like, man, I've been searching for a while now, and I should have just went here the whole time.
All right, Garth, you got anything to add?
No.
All right. Well, you folks out there, you stay safe, and especially in these uncertain times that we're living in, with the current state of the world, everyone make sure that you stay safe and definitely stay armed. Support the people who support the show. Primary Arms, VZ Grips, 4patriots.com, and Patriot Patch Company. Be sure to check us out on social media. AR-15 Podcast 2.0 on Instagram. AR-15 Podcast 2.0 on YouTube. AR-15 Podcast 2 on Twitter. AR-15 Podcast on Facebook and wherever podcasts are found. If you just want to drop us a line, let us know how we're doing, or give us a show idea, make sure to send that email to AR-15podcast 2.0 @gmail.com.